Okay, let's try this again. All right. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so I just I was just on TikTok and I saw the videos on the TikTok bans, and this is my whole journey with TikTok I've had with the past few years since they've actually been live. I actually started on Instagram. I'm a millennial and I started my e-commerce about 8 years ago. So Instagram and Facebook were my main places of social media. And what I remember from TikTok when it first started, I jumped on the bandwagon and it was super easy to go viral. I remember that. This is how I have 20,000 followers on there. But after that, maybe the last like couple of years, my account hasn't grown at all because it was just a lot harder to gain traction since so many people were getting on there. And I also remember TikTok turning into this giant QVC. Every other scroll was selling. And I just got really annoyed to the point that I actually like stopped using TikTok because people just kept trying to sell me shit like junk from Temu or China. I mean, I guess it's the same shit from Amazon too because it's also from China. Nothing against China, but there's different types of manufacturers that can make really nice quality items, and there are manufacturers that just steals ideas from people all the time, like small makers. And I see that on TikTok so much. Like, I guess TikTok is almost like a Temu and a Wish website. And I just remember like, oh man, this is like so freaking annoying. I'm just not gonna even be on here anymore. And I don't know how long I wasn't on there for, but I went back because I do like seeing other, videos of like cute dogs or whatever on there. So I also remember when I was setting up my TikTok shop so that way I could link my products to my video. I did that for a little bit, but that just didn't work out for me. I know this works out really well for other people. Other dog niche people that I've seen, they've blown up on TikTok, and that was their only source of like social media. And I was always wondering, like, wow, like, how do I blow up like that? And I think this was in the past like 2 years. TikTok would favor people or shops or businesses that would always integrate or use like their new features, and then they'll push them out every single time that they use a new feature. They really put them up there to push them out. So I think this is why they could go viral so easily. However, when TikTok started to allow everyone and their grandmas to be on, the ones that you make commission, I noticed that like all my friends that have like a dog niche shop, their views went from millions to like hundreds, and they're lucky to get into the thousands. And that's just how competitive it's been for them, I can tell. And I've also seen them like do sales that they would never do, run ads like they would never do before. So I feel like that definitely impacted them. Just putting all your eggs in like one basket can just really ruin you. And I know a lot of the newer TikTok generation, e-business owners, e-commerce business owners, they don't want to email people. They're afraid to email people. They don't want to bother people. But to be honest with you, like email marketing has been my bread and butter for the past as long as I started email. Not in the very beginning when I was on Etsy because they don't let you collect your emails. That was one of the reasons why I left, because why am I going to let someone have so much control over my business when I am the one that's bringing the customers? So, plus, I put my shop on vacation one time and I never ranked again. I was ranked as one of the higher dog collar sellers when I was on there before, and I really didn't like how they also did me wrong like that. So I left. I still have my stuff on there, but I don't touch it. But I don't get any sales at all. Even changing titles, nothing. Like nothing works anymore for me on Etsy for some reason. So email marketing is my bread and butter because I get to control what I say to my customers when I send things to them. I collect my emails through Shopify, or I have like a gen lead that people can opt in to sign up, or they sign up for the pop-up for the coupon on my website. So yeah, I think that's going to be a big shift for small business owners, learning how to do email marketing, which is not hard because there's so much material and resources, education on YouTube that you can just Google. And I think there's that shift. There's going to be more people on Instagram. There's going to be more people on YouTube. So for the millennials that did not get over to TikTok, this is actually not a bad time to kind of clean up your content and do some research on how to create content that people want. Because I was doing this wrong for so long, thinking that I could just post a nice photo, people would buy. I can just do a video of my products, of the designs, people will buy. No, people don't do that anymore because the economy has changed. And I feel like people buy from you because they like you and they trust you. So there's definitely a trust factor, but you also have to be different as a person. So for me, like I stopped chasing what I thought people wanted. I started doing what the fuck I want to do because that was my stuff. I had some fun. Now it's just making a lot of noise. Sorry. Um, but I just want to do what I want to do and design the things what I want to design because for the longest time, I always felt like I don't think I can design this because this is not really what people want. I don't think my customers would want this. Like I was just talking myself down, like to to not doing things I should have been doing. So lately, like for this year, 2025, I started not giving a fuck. Like I started making like really unhinged like stickers that, has curse words on it and they're kind of snippy, they're rude, they're spicy. And I feel like that's my personality. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but I don't want to have a filter anymore running my business. My business is part of my identity. This is my brand. So I feel like it's really important that I let my personality and how I see certain things shine. So that reflects on my designs that I make, the way I talk, the way I make all of my social media content. So I feel like you do need to stick out. You need to be different, be authentic, and don't do things because other people are doing it because it may not work for you. So just find your brand, your people's, like they will find you, you'll get supported through that. And email marketing, back to that, start like pin your most viral video and have a call to action at the end, okay? And have people download, opt in, for that valuable educational piece that you can give to them. So, for example, I'm in the dog gear industry, and my opt in is a 17-page guide, harness fit guide for dog parents that are considering getting their dog a harness, or they have a harness that's shitty and they want to make a change for their dogs. So basically, my guide it goes through like the material, the type of harnesses out there for which kind of dogs, and then it actually brings them back to my item. But that way you're giving something important and educational to them, and they're going to want to download that, right? They may not. So figure out, what you can provide for them as your niche, because you're the guide and you want to be able to help them solve a problem. But yeah, in YouTube, I feel like there's going to be an influx for YouTube. It may or may not be a problem for the content creators now, because I feel like YouTube, you do have to put in a little bit more work. It's not about trending sounds. It's not about a trend. It's about long content, long format content, mostly educational, recipe, step-by-step reviews. That's the type of stuff that I see on YouTube on my end. So YouTube, like I have a YouTube because I want to give educational content behind a small business. So this is why I created that channel, and I like to talk. So that works perfect for me. And I keep things kind of separate because right now I'm just kind of doing like behind the scenes of like what goes on with a small business, of 8 years, how I failed, and blah, 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 blah. Next week, I'm going to start making educational content for my niche, my industry. So that way, all these things can link back to each other. When you have like one video here, you can suggest other videos, or on your social media, you can suggest, if you want the longer format of this, you can go watch it on my YouTube and just have people comment, with a name, and you can send them the link by using softwares like ManyChats. Or even like in blogs, you can have people like, go watch this video if you want a video explanation versus word. So it's just like a big like ecosystem. I feel like all of your social media content, they all kind of mangle together. But anyway, I don't feel that hurt that TikTok is going to be gone, even though I think I will have some more sleep. Because who doesn't go on TikTok before they go to sleep, right? So I'm sorry for the people that are actually on TikTok and they make a living out of it. I think you'll be fine. Just you'll be able to adapt. I mean, everyone adapts every time when all these software makes changes. So this is just another change. So you can keep creating and just move it to another platform.